Your attention is your number one most valuable thing, but it's hard to keep your attention on only one thing when there's so many distractions all around you. This is why it's essential to do a dopamine detox if you want to be successful in life. I've personally watched a bunch of dopamine detoxing videos, and honestly, most of them leave you with more questions than answers. So I'm gonna try and be as genuine and as upfront as possible because I want you guys to be able to get more work done with less effort. I've been on a long-term dopamine detox for the last 4 months, and I have never felt better. And I believe I can get you very similar results if you follow the steps in this video. So to make this video a little bit easier to understand, I'm gonna explain what dopamine is and why you should detox from it. I'll leave a timestamp if you want to skip past this part. The original reason we have dopamine in our bodies is to motivate us to go out and hunt. The anticipation of a delicious meal made us motivated to go out there and want to go through the pain to get food. But with things like grocery stores, we get to skip the pain and just go straight to the reward. Now this becomes a problem because now you can become overstimulated due to the fact it's so easy to get dopamine and there's not a lot of pain that has to go in to get the reward. This then programs your brain to not think of work as something you need to do to get pleasure, and instead your brain thinks of pleasure as things that are quick and easy, and as a result, you don't end up doing it. Now that you know what dopamine is, you're probably asking yourself why you should detox from it. The way dopamine and stimulation works, the more stimulated you feel, the harder it will be to get out of the spiral of stimulation, and the more likely you are to continue in the spiral all day. Now, big companies know this, and that's why they're so dialed in with their algorithms that they know exactly what type of videos you want to watch, and that's why they will show you the perfect recommended videos that keep you on the platform for as long as possible. Now, as we mentioned before, the reason this is because your attention is valuable. The longer you spend on their platform, the more ads they can show you, and the more ads they can show you, the more revenue they make. Therefore, they will do whatever it takes to keep you on their platform for as long as possible, because as much as the platform is free, your attention is actually what's paying them. When you can give yourself dopamine by reaching your hand into your pocket and quickly checking social media, it causes a problem because you're way more likely to give up on things in a few seconds, a few minutes, or a few days. And that's why people in today's society have very quick, short tempers, because the way they get served dopamine on a day-to-day basis is from things that are quick and easy. This is why dopamine is essential to detox from. Alright, sorry that was a little bit of a long part, but now that you know what dopamine is and why you should detox from it, we're going to go over the 3 types of dopamine detoxes: the long-term detox, the 24-hour detox, and the 48-hour detox. The long-term dopamine detox has been the one I've personally done for the past 4 months. I'm sure you've heard of those 24-hour dopamine detox challenges. We're gonna break those down later, but I personally think there's no point in doing a 24-hour dopamine detox if you're just going to go straight back to the way you were after the 24 hours is over. So what are the rules of a long-term dopamine detox? Number 1, we're not completely eliminating every single type of instant pleasure or dopamine. If you decide to do the long-term dopamine detox, you can still watch a little bit of YouTube, you can still go out for an unhealthy meal every once in a while. But the point is that we're going to find your biggest distraction and waste of time and eliminate that. Now, once you have found out what is your biggest distraction, you're gonna want to add friction to it. Now, for me personally, I used to go on my phone a lot. I would scroll on YouTube Reels quite often. So the one thing I did to add friction to scrolling on YouTube was I would power off my phone and put it in a completely different room. Now, if I ever wanted to go on my phone, I had to get up, stop whatever I was doing, go into a different room, grab my phone, then power it on, wait like 15 seconds for my phone to turn on, then I could still use it. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, I still used it maybe 50% of the time, but 50% of the time is still really good progress opposed to being on it 100% of the time. Typically the brain wants to do stuff that's easiest and most convenient for it to do. So taking out the batteries of your TV controller and putting it in a different room or putting it far away, or putting your sweets on like a super high cabinet where it's hard to reach and you gotta grab a chair and like put it down and go reach for them, it makes it a lot less likely for you to catch yourself doing those things because your brain's lazy. I'm gonna be honest, all of our brains, our human brains, are lazy. We don't want to do stuff that's hard for our brain to do. So the harder you make it to do stuff, the less likely it is for your brain to do it. On the counterpart though, the easier you make it to do a good habit, the more likely you are to do it. If you have all your gym clothes scattered around in your closet and your gym shoes are in a different room and you gotta go find your water bottle, you're much less likely to go hit the gym opposed to if you have everything right there in a super visible spot with your water bottle, your gym shoes, right there. You're much more likely to just get up, put that stuff on and go work out, opposed to having to go and grab each individual item and like scavenge it together and then put it on and then go to work out. So to summarize this, the harder you make it to do something, the less likely you are to do it, and the easier you make it to do something that you want to do, the more likely you are to do it. Now let's talk about the 24 to 48 hour dopamine detox. Now I know the long-term dopamine detox, it's not cut out for everyone, and some people really just want their instant gratification. But if you still find you can't get work done, a 24 to 48 hour dopamine detox could actually help you. Now, the rules for the 24 to 48 hour detox are a lot stricter since we're gonna only have 24 to 48 hours to reset your brain. The rules are absolutely zero type of phone, internet, video games, any type of that stuff. You can't have any of that. Like, the rules are very, very strict. For the long-term detox, yeah, you want to have a little bit of junk one day. You want to maybe watch a movie one night. Okay, yeah, that's fine. This 24-hour dopamine detox means absolutely zero things that give you instant dopamine. I know for a fact I'm forgetting a few, so I'll just pull up like a big list on the screen of every little thing you've got to eliminate on this dopamine detox. Oh, music too. Music is a big thing. People ask this a lot. Can you listen to music on a dopamine detox? Long-term dopamine detox, yes. 24 to 48 hour one, no. This is also a good way to, I suppose, sample a dopamine detox if you don't really know if the long-term one is going to give you a lot of benefits, because this 24-hour one is going to show you what it's like to be on the long-term one, because the long-term dopamine detox, it gives you benefits after a few months. The short-term will give you benefits pretty much immediately. And well, you might say, well, what is there to do then? If I can't go on my phone, I can't go on the internet, I can't do anything that provides me with instant dopamine, what is there to do? The 24-hour dopamine detox, you're going to be bored for quite a bit of it, and that's completely fine. I mean, some of the greatest ideas in human history have came from boredom. So don't be afraid to let your mind just sit there and have nothing to do. If you're always so focused on doing a task, you're going to get overwhelmed really quick. Sometimes you just need time to literally sit there. And I mean, like, it's gonna sound stupid, but sometimes you need time to sit there and literally look at a wall and just be like, no, what am I doing with my life? And should I keep doing this? Because sometimes you get so caught up in the day-to-day that you don't even realize half the things you're doing. So when you're bored, it helps you be mindful and it helps you realize the things going on in your life. The point of the dopamine detox is to make you feel better in life. I know it seems like I'm telling you to cut out anything that gives you pleasure in life, but in reality, a dopamine detox doesn't mean no pleasure. If anything, you actually get more pleasure because you're actually making progress towards your goals. Your brain's been so skewed to think the way that you feel when you scroll on Instagram or something is good, but in reality, you feel so much better from starting a YouTube channel, from helping someone else, from reading a book. That gives you so much more fulfillment because you can see yourself in the future being like, thank you, younger me. When you scroll on Instagram or watch a movie, you know you in the future is going to be like, God damn it, why did I waste so much time? So as much as it's giving you pleasure now, it's not giving you real pleasure. And you can actually find pleasure in doing, I know this is going to sound like, oh my God, this guy's a freaking loser, pleasure out of doing your work, but you can actually get pleasure out of doing your work, and it becomes fulfilling to do, and that's something that's truly beautiful, and you won't understand it till you try it. Now you might ask yourself, are these self-improvement type YouTube videos allowed on a dopamine detox? I'll tell you what no other self-improvement YouTuber is telling you, and that is, these videos are meant to inspire you and give you the fundamentals, but there's a certain point where you just gotta take action and stop watching. I mean, the quote I say at the end of every single one of my videos is, be a doer, not a thinker. Now, sometimes it's good to think. I mean, thinking is necessary. But there's a certain point where you're just watching too many of these videos and you just need to go out there and take action and try it out. So would I say completely stop watching these videos? Absolutely not. I still personally watch other YouTubers' self-improvement content if it's a video that I really want to know about and if it's something I don't already know about. There's a certain point where you've worked out so many times and you know how to work out, but then you just watch these videos just because they're easy to watch and it's easy to procrastinate your work on. And at the end of the day, my goal is to just provide as much value with these videos as possible with as little downsides while still making them entertaining, which is something I'm still working on. But to answer this question, it honestly just depends on how far you are in your self-improvement journey. If you're still in the beginner stages and you want to do a dopamine detox, These videos will probably help you figure out things to do on your dopamine detox, like how to start working out, how to start meditating, and that type of stuff. But if you're someone who already knows how to meditate, you know what type of books to read, but instead you keep watching these videos on like how to read, how to work out and stuff, you're just wasting your time. It's time to just take action. And if occasionally you see a video that interests you, then yeah, watch it. But at the end of the day, it's all about taking action. Now, be a doer, not a thinker, and actually go start that dopamine detox. Instead of saying you're gonna do it tomorrow or you're gonna do it in the next week, go do that dopamine detox. I promise you, you won't regret it. See ya.